Other information that can help you with the size up can be found in the dispatch call. A good fire officer needs to be familiar with what is standard and what is out of the ordinary for any given call. Why were engines 1 and 3 called and not engine 2? Was Rescue 1 called because there were trapped occupants? And how about crew levels? Do you have enough staffing? Is this 2:30 a.m. in March or is it 2:30 a.m. on New Year's Eve, when a volunteer department might be short-handed? All these things should be registering in the head of each officer and firefighter. Size up must start right away, even as the members are getting dressed. So what exactly is entailed in a proper size up? There is an acronym that is tried and true that will help you remember the main factors that go into a proper size up of a structural fire. The acronym is COLE is wealth. C is for construction. O is for occupancy. A is for apparatus and manpower. L is for life hazard. W is for water supply. A is for auxiliary appliances. S is for street conditions. W is for weather. E is for exposures. A is for area and height. L is for location and extent of the fire. T is for time. H is for hazmat. So there they are, the 13 main factors that will go into any size-up operation. Let's look at them more closely, this time in the order of our priorities. The third factor related to a building's construction has to do with the number of voids found in a structure. These voids are usually hidden and act as highways for fire travel. Cocklofts, pipe chases, and channel rail voids all contribute to the spread of fire. In fact, voids are responsible for the destruction by fire of more buildings than any other construction-related factor. The fourth concern, and probably the most important to the safety of firefighters, is the building's ability to resist collapse during a fire. Fire works with gravity to loosen the joints to keep it standing. A poured concrete building will have a better resistance to collapse than a normal 2x4 wood frame structure will. Finally, the fifth factor that must be understood is that all materials have a point of overload. A building may be on the brink of its overload point and still stand. Cross that point and collapse is imminent. Be aware that the weight of the water and the firefighters themselves may be the straw that breaks the camel's back. When evaluating a residential fire, we can no longer assume that if we see black smoke that there was some sort of accelerant used. Because of the proliferation of plastics used in our modern society, black smoke is becoming more and more common. Common Class A materials produce a gray to light brown smoke when burned. When there are reduced amounts of oxygen present, this changes to large amounts of dark gray or yellow-gray smoke. Pay attention to this type of smoke, especially if you see it being drawn back into the building, for this is a good indication of a potential backdraft. Not only will the color of the smoke give you clues to the extent of the fire, but the direction or movement of the smoke can as well. Light wispy smoke usually indicates that the fire is in the early stages. Heavy, rolling clouds violently twisting skyward indicate extremely hot smoke from a well-involved fire. Fire usually ignites through this rolling smoke and presents a great danger to firefighters. As the incident commander, you need to be alert to these conditions. You don't want your crews trapped inside a structure during a flashover. Smoke that hovers near the ground indicates a partially or fully extinguished fire. The smoke hovers near the ground because it's lost most of its heat. This is common at fires in sprinklered buildings. Be careful here. Partially extinguished fires emit large amounts of carbon monoxide, so make sure the crew members use their SCBA until the area is monitored to be safe.